I am fired up for this week's question. And the question came from a conversation I had with a friend of mine. And he said, Anthony, what should I do if I had an extra $100 a month? Great question. However, there's not enough information in there to properly answer it. A lot of it's going to depend on what else you have going on in your personal economy. The first thing anybody should always do is create a sound savings/opportunity fund. To learn more about that, see one of our prior videos entitled, How Much Should I Have in My Emergency Fund? Now, if somebody already has their opportunity fund and they're investing and you have an extra $100, best thing to do would just be to add that to either one of those. If you're not investing and you don't have, or you just completed your opportunity fund and that extra $100 is all you got, then I would just add that to your opportunity fund. Because remember, your opportunity fund and having that sound savings is going to create an environment for you to invest. Then the conversation got a little more interesting. We started talking about a mutual friend of ours. Let's call him Ben. Ben was considering quitting his job and starting his own business. However, in order to do so, Ben felt like he needed to learn a little bit more about the business, and he found a course that would give him that knowledge. That course was $900. Now, if Ben was asking me that question, I would say, Ben, with that extra $100 a month, you should apply that to the best investment that's ever going to give you the highest rate of return. And you know what that answer is? It's yourself. If you can invest in yourself and creating that knowledge, you will get greater returns that are much greater than any other sort of investment that you will find. Now, if Ben doesn't have $100, well then Ben, you need to go find it. And one area I would look is, are you contributing to your company's 401k plan? If so, sit back and think, what's going to build in 10 years from now, what is going to build me the most amount of wealth? Is it that $900 in your 401k compounding for 10 years? Compounding along with taxes, compounding fees, and compounding volatility? Compare that to the compounding knowledge over 10 years and how much wealth that is going to provide you. And somebody's probably thinking, well, maybe Ben's getting a company match. And you know what? I do not care. I don't care if they are matching $10 to every one of Ben's one. I will bet on Ben every single time when you're comparing it to investing it inside the stock market. Let's say that Ben does have an opportunity fund already established. Well, couldn't he borrow $900 from the opportunity fund and pay for the class? Then with that extra $100, he could pay himself back plus interest? Now, if he does that, once he pays himself back the $900, Ben, I would continue funding your opportunity fund, that extra $100, because when you start your own business, you're going to be exposed to so many opportunities that you're going to need an even larger opportunity fund. In summary, if you have an extra $100 a month, the first thing you need to do is make sure you have a sound opportunity fund. And if you ever have the opportunity to invest in yourself, you need to jump on it. You are your biggest asset, and you need to invest as much as you can in yourself. Now, on that note, keep the questions coming and go make it a fantastic Friday. And one other thing, to make sure you don't miss any of these questions, I recommend you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll put a link at the bottom. Now go make it a fantastic weekend.